What's going on, guys? This is Kaishro. Welcome back. So we are back with another video. So in this video we're going to cover deck build crossover deck list references pre DBCB. So we are going to cover the ideas and the deck recipes all over the Twitter, Facebook threads from some of the top Japanese players and also notable OCG players. So before we continue in our video, short disclaimer, I do not own the deck list in this post, so write full credits towards the people who created this recipe. So right now we are here on our community page of Kaido Willis Tabletop Community. So I have posted it on Facebook. You could also check it out, our community page. So without further ado, let's start. So starting out first, we do have Raziel, no? Raziel. I don't know what is the correct pronunciation for the archetype, but looking on our archetype, this is very strong. A turbo rank 4 toolbox and also has a very spacious main deck. As you can see, it plays the tech cards like the bonfire and also has room for utility cards like talent and lots of room for hand traps, no? Veiler, Imperm, all present. And on this build, it played Power Sing Stone and Skill Drain. Those floodgates are very much played in Japan environment, and especially Power Sing Stone, a very notable card on the side deck of most people, especially the Snake Eyes and the Fire King players. So yeah, on the Razor, it turbo out rank 4 and also it has a lot of passage to do rank 4 plays and can comfortably OTK and set up a very considerable interruption going first. So I do predict that this deck will be very solid post DB, and I guarantee you that this deck will eventually get better because the engine is very much open for a lot of innovations and also support that may be able to push that breakthrough towards the deck and complete it as a more modern Zodiac in 2024. So next we do have another Razor list, this time with Toy Box engine. So similar towards the White Woods, no? It patronizes the Toy Box engine and also play triple Lava Golem. So Lava Golem, of course, good card to answer the boards of the format right now. And yeah, next we do have another Razor, this time with more control cards like Patchy, of course, the card that could stand the whole metagame right now, and also the Gravedigger's Trap Hole, which can be easily accessed by the Rafflesia, by the XYZ of Trap Tricks. So very much playable here because you are technically rank 4 turbo and it is very easy to access all of these stuff. Dweller, Baguska, and any rank 4 that you could think of. Next, we do have another Raziel list. So, Raziel with a small MatMech engine, yeah. So, another way to play Raziel is to make the MatMech XYZ, and of course, we'll guarantee you a form of interruption and recovery next turn with the trap card of MatMech. And I believe this is the Tri-Brigade Revolt of MatMechs. I forgot the name. And yeah, I played triple Tachyon something. I forgot the name of this card that search out the monsters from revealing XYZ monster, numbered XYZ monster on the extra deck. So it is also very beneficial for this deck to play this. Next, we do have another Razor list. So looking on this list, it is pretty much standard, no? Played Fuaros into the main deck, of course. We wouldn't want to miss out with Fuaros. Another Maxi, technically. And yeah, next we do have another Razor, this time with more Spirit Engines and MatMech engine as well, no? So MatMech definitely getting some attention post DB, CB, and MatMech is very flexible towards the Raziel and also the Malice, which is also very hype right now. And yeah, pretty standard on the extra deck and on the side deck played anti-spell. Next we do have another Raziel list, this time with MatMech once again. And yeah, pretty linear, pretty standard. Didn't play Bonfire on the main deck. Instead, just played more hand traps like Veiler and Fuaros. And moving on, we do have Longhua or Apdo Apodracosis. Yeah, I forgot the name. But yeah, I believe that's the correct name for this archetype, Apodracosis. There's been a series of changes for the name of this archetype because it was used to be the Longhua in Japanese. But yeah, it played pretty much stun all over. The Nadir are able to dump the Garura and will eventually get you the Ecclesia and of course the punishment. So it's like +3 in a single Nadir Servant, and of course the border, which is very free on this deck because you're just going to operate on the pen skill, and also the board is pretty much ending on a Shenshen or a Macrocosmos, technically graveyard lock. So this is another deck that could potentially threaten the format right now with the Snake Eyes, Yubel, Voices Voice, even Tenpai would struggle if they don't have the access towards the graveyard. So yeah, very notable right now. And next would be Voices Voice Apodracosis. Yeah. So this time it patronizes the ritual shenanigans of Voices Voice, and of course having access towards the Skull Guardian and Sauravis, and also the consistency of Barrier and Law is pretty much unparalleled for this deck. I believe this is the way to go on the Apodracosis. I think this is the correct way to play this deck post DBCB. Next would be another Longhua, this time standard, linear, and pure raw version of the deck. Just play the Nadir, having access towards the Maximus, and of course Maximus will dump some important cards like the Entis and the Synchro of Omega, and also played a bunch of draw power with the Nadir serving as a +1 from Garura, and double extra and one Prospe for additional draw power because you pretty much don't need the extra deck on this build. Next would be another Voices Voice version. This time played more hand traps, played Fuaros into the main, and triple Diviner. Yeah, triple. Some build before are playing 2 Diviner, but they have figured that they want to just draw the Diviner and just stream the copies of Law into 1, like on this list. Next, we do have another Apodracosis, Voices Voice. This time without Diviner, no? So, this is the premature version of this deck. They don't play Diviner. They just max out Dilo, 3 copies. And, of course, the Ritual of Apodracosis, the Ritual Pendulum, in 3 copies. This is also workable, I believe. But, of course, the Diviner is much more versatile than Dilo. But if you want to bank on the consistency of Voices Voice and just be able to make something like Low Guardian Pass, of course, this is the best build to look at right now. And next we do have Malice. So this is the most hype out of them all. I believe this deck is the more popular choice from the trio. But yeah, we will definitely see which deck is the best post week 1, week 2, probably week 3 of the DBCB in our format. But looking on this list, it played Graveyard Hates, of course, Bestials, and the Fissure. Fissure definitely valuable to stop the Snake Eyes, the Yubel, the Voices Voice, and even Tenpai Dragon could struggle. And yeah, pretty standard. Play double Splash Mage, of course. And by the way, Link Decoder, of course, Link Decoder definitely a must buy for Malice. I don't know what are you going to do if you're not playing Link Decoder. I believe this is the gatekeeper of most people in playing the Malice because when I have bought this Link Decoder, it was 250, and the week last week, technically last week, it was 700 pesos, and now I believe it plays around 900 to 1,200 pesos. So every night it increases in price. So the more that you miss out on this Link Decoder, the more you are going to lose money when you decide to build the Malice later on. So yeah, we'll definitely see if this deck will live up to its hype. And next would be another Malice, this time with Bestial Engine, no? Played Lobellion and more controlling cards. The Utopian Draco, I forgot the name of this counter trap, and played Regain, of course, another way of replenishing cards and recuperate your resources using the Bestial. And next would be another Malice, this time more hand traps into the deck. No intrinsic trap cards like the Fissure, or rather spell cards like Fissure and other trap cards and controlling cards. This time played triple DD Crow, double shifter, of course. The intent is very clear to interrupt the graveyard with DD Crow, Bestial, and Shifter, of course, and just draw power from Maxi and Fuaros. And next, we do have another Malice. So yeah, Malice this time with double Signet Mining, another way to improve the consistency. And Dot Scaper, of course, very generic Cyber's card to improve the playthrough of this deck, playing around hand traps effectively. And yeah, next we do have another Malice, this time triple Signet and no Veiler into the main deck. So I believe this is the most basic and standard way to play Malice. I think this is the best list if you want to just try out the deck and you still don't know what to do and how to play the deck properly. I think this is a good reference point at this moment. And next we do have Malice with more intricate way of playing Malice. Triple Small World, triple Signet Mining, lots of way to bait out hand traps, and of course, the MatMech engine with the Sigma going towards the something like Transcode, of course, and other relevant XYZ here, like the Protect Coder and also the Link 4. And yeah, I think this is also a very good reference, but it's more advanced in terms of the ceiling and also the resiliency of this build, but compensated for the loss of hand traps. And next we have, yeah, I think that sums up our post deck build crossover breakers decklist references. So what are your thoughts, guys? What is the most favorable list on our report? Let me know in the comments if you found the correct recipe for your crossover breakers deck build. So yeah, once again, if you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing into my YouTube channel. It definitely motivates me a lot to keep going and provide this content with you guys. So once again, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.